How are we doing, guys? All good, I hope. If there's anyone in. Why does it never come up now? Hope you're all well. Oh, I better check the old YouTube as well. I keep checking Facebook. It don't seem to come up on Facebook. How are we enjoying this lovely British weather? Absolutely shocking. No, it's not having that of it. Don't even get a notification anymore. Typical.
I'm back.
He's back. Oh, that's the wrong one.
Oh. I know.
Yes. Hold on there.
Right, have I got everything ready to go? Are you ready?
No, I never seem to come up on Facebook anymore.
I think that's been I think that's been well and truly stopped somehow.
Oh no, there we go. There we go.
1 2 1 2. Right, are you ready?
Go, go, go.
Let's do this.
It's now time for you to sit back.
Hold on. We've got to pause. Something's gone wrong. Pulse talk end. Hold on. That's crazy. What's gone wrong then?
Had a week off, haven't we? That's the trouble.
I'll go again. We'll try it, shall we?
It's
Now time for you to sit back in your chair and relax. Let your mind, the deepest, darkest parts of your brain,
Russ.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of all ages. Welcome to the Thursday night fun bus. I've always wanted to say fun bus, but journey through the unexplained on Pulse Talk Radio. We are live on Facebook and YouTube, and we are live probably somewhere else, but probably don't know about it. But welcome, one and all. I just want to say a massive thank you for the last hour over on Pulse Talk to the lovely Philip Solomon, and he was speaking to Philip Kinsella, which we had on our show probably a couple of years ago. He was a twin that was abducted by aliens, but we'll touch on it a little bit later on, I think, in the show, because it was a really interesting story. I think it gave us something to talk about as well. So. But he sort of went down the dark end of it. It wasn't all good. Wasn't all good. And it is obviously I've got my wonderful co-host, Mr. Paranormal Paul.
Good evening. How are we doing? All good, I hope.
Yeah, all good in the hood. All good in the hood. I'm trying no ears tonight again. Trying no ears tonight. Just to see if it works. What is going on? I can't even log in with the. Oh, something is really playing me silly balls tonight. Right, I think I'm back up and running. Don't know what's going on, but hey, I just wanted me chat up. I can see if anyone messaged me. Yeah, Well, it's quite a special day today, though, isn't it? It's quite a
Is
special.
it?
Well, yeah. This show. Now, take this into everybody. This show will actually not broadcast on this day for another 4 years, maybe ever.
Ah, of course, yeah. Leap year, isn't it?
We're on leap year. We're on Thursday, the 29th of February.
Yeah.
So, any guys out there who are not married, isn't it where women can propose to men? Is it is that one of the superstitions on leap year?
I think you could be right. There's definitely a thing, but whether it's this date or not,
I'm pretty sure.
No.
I'm pretty sure it is. Women can propose to men on a leap year.
Right. I wonder how many people still know about that, because I've completely forgotten about that. Used to be all over social media, things like that, didn't it?
Yeah, but it's just one of them days, though, isn't it? It is just another. I think we're part of the rat run. That. What else can you do, so to speak? Have I lost you?
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
There is some gremlins in the machine. There is definitely some gremlins in the machine, but I don't quite know how and what at the moment.
Wouldn't be the show if we didn't have gremlins, Russ. Let's be honest.
Yeah, no.
It's becoming a norm now, isn't it?
So it's the 29th of February, a day that only happens every 4 years. And that is I do believe it's something to do with resetting the Greenwich Mean Time clock, isn't it?
Yeah, it all falls into place, doesn't it?
Well, so we're told.
With the new calendar, let's be honest.
Yeah.
The original calendar had 13 months, didn't it? 28 days in each?
I wonder what the month was called, though. Can you remember? Do you have any idea?
What, this month?
Well, no, the one that had an extra. If you had 13 months.
It didn't have an extra day originally, did it? It just had 1 day of basically rest and reset. If I remember rightly, I'm sure we've done a show on it about how the calendars have changed.
Yeah, but what was the extra month called, though? So January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, and what? Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I've got that written down, so it might be in my other book, actually. This is my newer book. Do you know what? I'm going to get back to you on that, because I will be able to find it and maybe post it in the week.
That just intrigues me, because it wouldn't be right. You know, you can't, your brain doesn't go there, does it?
Always January, February, March and all that, was it? I think the beginning of the year was actually March time or May, something like that originally. It wasn't December and January. And you had the 13 months with the 28 days, and that was the reason why the tortoise was significant in the old things as well, because it had the 13. You look at the tortoise's shell; it's got the 13 placements on it, and apparently they classed that as the I don't know. I would have to look into that again. I think that's going to bug me now.
See, I start off a show with a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
We've got to talk about the elephant in the room, Paul. Come on, show us your new thing that you've bought this week.
Oh, my light's gone out.
Oh, the battery ain't run out, is it?
No, it's on the timer. Look at that. Oh, come on. How cool is that?
This is
Alien vodka.
Alien vodka.
It's called Outer Space Vodka.
I think it's brilliant.
I don't even drink vodka, but I had to buy it.
I don't think you could drink it. Well, you have to drink it. You have to fill it back up with water, wouldn't you?
Yeah. I think that's the plan. So yeah, got my daughter's birthday weekend this weekend, so I might have a little tipple then.
Yeah, just don't share it with any non-believers.
No, that's it. Yeah,
that's all you've got to do. No
you've got
non-believers.
to test what conspiracy theories you believe in.
Yeah, you can have a sip.
You can have a sip.
So we have, not to say we've got any topic that we've really discussed in full. We're going to probably have to have a free show this week because it was sort of a whim on a prayer that this show would go ahead. I didn't do too much planning, and I haven't done any planning. But last night, the owner of the radio station, Carl, sent me a message. Okay. And it got me thinking. I'm just going to have to move it, so you might just leave me because I'm going to try and read it. He's actually sent me two, I think, now. So last night, Carl sent me. This is what he said. Hi, Russ. I've asked AI about your radio show, and here's what come up with. Right, are you ready?
Go for it.
Russ Old and Paul Kent have been co-hosting the popular radio show Journey Through the Unexplained for years, exploring everything from ghosts, UFO sightings. But one Thursday night during their 8 to 10 p.m. time slot, something strange happens. As they are discussing a recent string of mysterious disappearances in their town, the studio suddenly goes dark and they hear a loud, unearthly noise coming from the outside. They quickly rush in to investigate, only to find themselves transported into another dimension. Now they must use all their knowledge and experience to navigate this strange new world to find their way back to their own reality before their show ends at 10 p.m. But as they're encounters bizarre creatures and encounters explained phenomena, they begin to wonder if they'll ever make it back in home on time, and will uncover the truth behind the disappearances that will and find their way back, or will they be trapped in this mysterious dimension forever? Tune in to Journey Through the Unexplained this Thursday at 8 p.m. to find out.
That's brilliant, isn't it?
This is generated. This is AI generated, which is proper scary.
Wow, yeah.
And so I said, look, I'm going to discuss this, and I'm going to read this out. So, and I think Carl had obviously found it again today, and this is another one that's generated. Every Thursday night, 8 p.m. and 10 p.m., listeners are invited to join Russ Old and Paul Kent on their show, Journey Through the Unexplained. With their wealth of knowledge and expertise in the world of the unexplained, Russ and Paul take their audience on a wild ride through the mysteries of the universe. From UFO sightings and alien encounters to ghosts and supernatural phenomena, each episode delves into the different topics, exploring the vast and often uncharted territories of the unexplained. With a mix of interviews, personal experience, and in-depth research, I don't know where that comes from, Paul and Russ present a well-rounded, thought-provoking discussion on each subject. But this show is not just about entertainment, it's also about fostering a sense of wonder and curiosity and its listeners by encouraging them to question, and they think they know what, and to explore the unexplained. Russ and Paul hope to open their minds to new perspectives and possibilities. Through their show, Russell and Paul aim to create a community like-minded individual passionate about the unexplained. Listeners are invited to call in and share their own experience, theories, creating dramatic and interactive dialogue as an overall experience of the show. So why should you embark on this journey best through the unexplained? Because it challenges us to expand and understanding the world around us, embrace the unknown. It allows us to question the limits of science and consider possibilities. There is a force at play that we may never comprehend. Tune in to Journey Through the Unexplained every Thursday night at 8 p.m. to 10 with Russell Old and Paul Kent, and get ready to explore the depth of unexplained. Who knows what mysteries they may uncover along the road. Which is
better
weird.
than anything me or you could have wrote, isn't it?
Well, it's jaw dropping.
Yeah.
It is really jaw dropping how. I don't know if I'm hoping Carl is listening. I've got him active on the chat, so I can see he might be messaging other people, but I'm hoping what actual slight information do you generally have to put in for that to generate?
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I'd like to know. Is it just keywords and things like that? Because very correct wording. The second one about our show.
Yeah.
You know, I just what was it?
So is that chat DGB or whatever you call it?
I really don't know. I'm hoping Carl listens and he'll put some information. But it just got me thinking. Sort of, this is very. I like it. Okay, I like how that's written. I couldn't write, as you say, I couldn't write any better. But is what I will say is that is intrusive as well. Not by Carl, but what the generator has generated.
So the thing with that,
sorry, Paul,
that probably only took about 10 seconds to reply back to him with that as well, which is quite phenomenal. How long, if one me or you was to write something like that, how long would that take?
Oh, I put my hands up. I have no way of saying how long that would take, because I don't think I'd ever get to there.
No.
That is a journey in itself that I would never explain if I'd ever writ that.
We'd be in the parallel universe, wouldn't we?
100%. I would be lost forever. A couple of people have joined us. Got Maz that has joined us in the chat. Evening, Maz. Steve Plumbridge is also in the chat as well. So yeah, it's just really weird, and it got me sort of thinking. We talk about modern day warfare. The lovely Heidi has joined us as well.
Hi, Heidi.
I can't help it, but it looks like I've got a bit of hair sticking out of my head when I get to the wrong background. I've got the wrong background on, and no one's mentioned it. But where my hair, but where my other side, Russell, there, I keep looking at it. It feels like I've got a bit of hair sticking out, and it's been bugging me. But I never noticed the background. Let me just change the background to me proper background, so people know that's better, isn't it? That's what we should be saying.
That's better.
Cross promotion.
AI wouldn't have made that mistake.
No, it wouldn't have made that mistake. But it got me thinking how dangerous of a warfare this could get into people. This could, how losses of jobs and do you get what I'm saying? How this could take over, and
yeah, definitely, it's scary, isn't it?
And it is a, for me, let's take the world where we are at the moment. Okay, we are very much on what we could probably say we're on a knife edge of potential World War III if everything goes the way that the powers to be want it to be. But this AI stuff could, you've only got to probably type in Biden, Putin words and see where that takes you.
Yeah.
And it could just come out as a quote. Someone quotes Biden saying this, that, and the other, or Putin saying this, that, and the other. And where that goes, it could be a total war of words that could get out of control.
Yeah, 100%.
AI. It's done them short, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 paragraphs. And it's described this show to an absolute T. Okay, there's a few things in there that I definitely can't put my hand up to with the wealth of their knowledge and expertise in the world of the unexplained. Look, I have no knowledge of anything.
Let's be honest, we wing it.
Yeah.
we try and research a bit, I suppose, don't we? Yeah, as much as we can with the limited time we have.
But it's something that I could And this is what AI has generated. And I cannot stress this enough by how it says, through their show, Russell and Paul aim to create a community of like-minded individuals who are passionate about the unexplained. Listeners are invited to call in and share their own experiences and vehicles, creating a dynamic and interactive dialogue. Now, I've never seen our show like that, but you think every time when we finish our shows, we say, look, it's not our opinions, it's just our thoughts. We're not here to offend anybody. If we do, we apologize. And I think the way that's picked up as a community, create a community of like-minded individuals, I couldn't put that more to how I would want this show to be seen as.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, 100%.
But it's what freaks me out is that this computer wizard, this AI generated, has got into my brain and
put it in a better way than we ever could.
Yeah. Seen what I've always wanted, but not knowing, and just not knowing how to express it. That's what freaks me out with it. Massively freaks me out. It's like, it's obviously algorithms that are hitting within everything to do with this show.
Well, I wonder if it picks up on. It must. I suppose it all depends on what Carl asked, or what he asked to be the feedback from AI to, to be. Because would it have? I don't know. Has AI got the knowledge to sort of? I don't know. Would it be able to browse our old shows in an idea of what it's about? I don't think it would it?
You know what? I really don't know. What do you think it's called?
Is it Chat GB?
Chat GPT?
That's probably it, yeah. Chat GPT. Yes, it is, yeah.
This is the. Can I guess Ging? Oh, no, let's do it that way then. So I'm assuming that this Chat GP is. Sorry, this is how the show will go tonight. We are live, yes, and while we are live, I'm also signing up for an account for this Chat GTPI, but it is a Google platform. It's a Google platform, but it's asked me for my Google credentials.
Yeah.
Okay.
See, I haven't built up the courage to use it at all yet myself. Not willingly or knowingly, anyway.
I'm just going to put hello. Hello, how can I assist you today? What are your... Well, I'm going to change it up because obviously we know what... Because we're sort of looking into this. Obviously, Carl's done what this is. Let me just take the show, the Essex Ghost Hunters show, that we can now see. Essex Ghost Hunters, and see what it says, shall we? That was quick. That was genuinely quick. That was beyond seconds. That was there before I attached it. Essex Ghost Hunters typically refers as a group or organisation dedicated to investigating paranormal activities, particularly in the county of Essex, England. Ghost hunting groups like this often use various tools and techniques to explore the locations believed to be haunted, such as historic buildings, cemeteries, or sites with reported supernatural occurrences. This group may use equipment like electromagnetic meters, EMFE, digital detectors, voice recorders to capture electronic voice phenomena, infrared cameras, and other devices believed to detect documented paranormal activity. There are 6 mediums or psychics within the group. The goal of Essex Ghost Hunters, like other similar groups, is to gather evidence to support. Jesus. That's weird. It's picking numbers out.
Yeah.
That's freaky, isn't it? That is freaky.
See, we'll have to go onto our website now and find out if we mention anything like that. If it's kind of word to word of what's on their website, then it's literally just reeling off what we got on, which is on the web.
Right, I can safely say. Right, so I've just read out what that occurs, what that chat thing did, yeah, and the about us. Okay, about us on our website. A team formed in 2010 were just 4 normal people who enjoyed the thrills and scares of ghost hunting. We worked well with all our ages, varied from 19 to the early 50s. We arranged tips around our busy work schedules and have ventured out on numerous occasions. Our evening starts with visiting the site of daylight to get a good feel. During 2013-14, we expanded our team to 1 founders busy with work. It's got nothing on there like that. Like that.
So it's obviously just gathered all information that's out there about Essex Ghost Hunters.
But how quick is that?
Yeah, that's crazy. It is scary.
Oh, what am I doing? Hold on.
All right, Russ, and back to you.
Yeah. I was. Sorry, I just put your name in to see if anything come up. I didn't want to put my name in. Have I zoomed in on my normal size?
No, you've zoomed in. That's why I said highlight Russ. Well, did you do it or did I?
Well, no, because I was typing in the screen and I couldn't figure out really what was going on. You know, as of my last update in January 2022, there is no widely recognised figure named Paul Kent in the context of being a prominent public figure or celebrity. It is possible Paul can be a private individual or someone has gained prominence in a specific field or community since last updated. So yeah, I don't.
Well, that's good. That's good to know, really. I think I would have been a bit worried if it started reeling off all this stuff about me.
Could you imagine? That's why I did it. That's why I did you without you knowing, just in case it come up with everything.
Put in paranormal Paul, see what comes up there.
Right, okay. Hold up. Paranormal Paul. No, it's the same, but change the context around.
Oh, that's all right.
So I wonder how then Carl did use that. I wonder how he used that. I'd be very interested. I'll speak to him tomorrow. So what is the? I'm just going to do the one last one, and then we'll crack on with something that's normal.
You look worried, Russ. You look worried.
No, it just doesn't. No, it doesn't. I typed in paranormal, EGH paranormal talk show. It doesn't give.
Yeah.
It's not as in depth with it as what the talk show was. So I don't really know what the game plan is. I don't know what brainstorm activities.
So I'm wondering if you just put in, like you say, some keywords, asking chat, whatever it is, can you give me an advert for a Journey Through the Unexplained radio show with these two people, blood, names and names.
Can you give me an advert for the EGH paranormal talk show every weekday at 8 p.m. on That's just ingenious. Seriously, that took seconds. There is no what the kids could do all their homework in minutes. This is just not fair. We had to write everything. Tune in to the EGH Paranormal Talk Show on Pulse Talk Radio. Are you fascinated by the supernatural, intrigued by the unexplained? They don't miss out on their spine-tingling excitement of the EGH Paranormal Talk Show, airing every weekday at 8 p.m. exclusively on Pulse Talk Radio. Join the expert host and paranormal enthusiasts as they delve into the mysterious realms of ghosts, UFO, cryptids, and beyond. Get ready for riveting discussion, captivating interviews, and renowned experts of the chilling first-hand accounts of the unknown. Whether you're a true believer or curious skeptic, EGH Panel offers something for everyone. Tune into Pulse Talk Radio 8 p.m. every weekday and prepare to explore uncharted theories, territories, and supernatural world. Don't miss out on the most electrifying hour of paranormal exploration on the airwaves. Mark your calendar and join us for the EGH Panel only on Pulse Talk Radio. Dare listen if you dare. EGH Panel Talk. Brilliant. It's genius.
Yeah.
But what is generating that? What? This is what I still go. There has to be some form of conspiracy going on with where we are and what we are doing as we speak. Are we in some form of time lapse? Because the most ordinary thing that we use in life is a mobile phone, and it still ain't as quick as what that thing has just done.
No. Oh, it is the. Well, it's the greatest thing at the moment, isn't it? But this is what's scary as well. I mean, they were saying that they needed to get it regulated before it was released on the internet, and it still really hasn't been regulated. And it's one of them things, regulations usually only come in after something bad happens. Well, if something bad happens with AI, it probably could be too late to regulate it. You need to get the regulations in beforehand, set up limits, but it's constantly learning. I remember seeing a podcast, I think I mentioned it a few shows ago, about the guy who was originally in with the inventions of the AI, and he quit the second one of the robots and that started to actually show intelligence, because it scared him that much that he was like, I can see where this is going to go. I can't be part of this. And it is scary when you think there's no regulations on it. Again, like it might be too late before they regulate something that's already out there now, and it's constantly learning and evolving. You know, it's not something they've put something out and that's it. What they programmed it for is that's how it's going to stay. No, it's constantly evolving and learning. You think of Einstein. I mean, when it was released, this thing was probably 2 million times smarter and quicker than Einstein. I'm just guessing a number there. I mean, think what it is now. Think what it will be in an hour. Think what it will be in a month, a year. It's just it's endless what this thing can do and learn.
Well, I just, you know, we just need to just, you know, touch on a few things, you know, just for all our listeners, and you know, and I know AI. What, you know, it stands for artificial intelligence. It's a computer-aided intelligence. And as you know, we've just done things there, put simple questions in, and it does need to be, you know, if it hasn't, we've all seen the films. I think there is one called AI, isn't there?
Yeah.
I think iRobot was another one that you know, I think obviously going back in time, we could probably look at something like RoboCop as an artificial intelligence. And all these things that you watch and see, they all grow a feeling or a sense of humanity within them. And I think that's, you know, what you've just said, that this needs to be regulated.
Well, I see. I think it was Joe Rogan done. There was a fella on there that they were sort of testing the smartness of the AI, trying to get. I think they were trying to get it to get into a social media account or open an account, something like that. Now, you know, when you try and open an account, you get them boxes. It says, "Can you identify the traffic lights or the cars?" And you have to click sort of whatever box has got their cars and traffic lights in. And obviously, and then it ticks. You tick, "I'm not a robot." Well, the AI was classed as a robot. So what it done, it then put forward, "I'm visually impaired, so I can't see the picture," and it managed to get around. So this was AI knowing, so it was deliberately deceiving it, because basically it is a robot, so to speak, but it didn't want to go through that way. So the way to get around it and another avenue in, the AI said, "I'm visually impaired, I cannot see the traffic lights," or whatever it is. So it's already got that, it's trying to deceive the machine it was up against. I mean,
that is scary, though, isn't it?
It is scary. But again, that's like what they're saying. It is artificial intelligence. It's got that human tone to it, you know. If it decides it doesn't like us, then is it gonna? It's not gonna automatically go, "Right, I don't like you, I'm gonna try and wipe you out," because it knows it will get shut down. And it would know it'd get shut down, so it'd have to try and deceive us and go around the back way.
So I've just put in there, how clever is AI?
Yeah.
Is an AI developed by OpenAI? I can perform a wide range of tasks that require varying degrees of cleverness. I can generate human-like text, answer questions, provide explanations, assist with various tasks, and even engage in creative activities like writing stories or composing music to some extent. However, it is important to note that my abilities are limited to patterns and data that are turned on and don't possess consciousness, emotion, and understanding in the same way humans do. So while I can be quite impressive in certain domains, there are still many areas like human intelligence surprises me. I'm going to ask you one question.
There's loads going through my head I want to ask now.
Going to wipe out the human race.
Yeah, don't beat around the bush, Russ. Get straight in there.
Got it. No, I'm not capable of wiping out the human race as an AI development. I am programmed to follow ethical guidelines and prioritize the well-being of humans. Additionally, I do not have the ability to take physical actions or make decisions independently. My purpose is to assist and provide information to my best abilities while operating within consent set by programming the policies of open AI. The idea of AI wiping out human race into fictional content, often portrayed in the media and science fiction, but it does not reflect the reality of AI development or its intended usage.
But this is Google's AI, isn't it? This is what's released through Google.
Yeah, this is very...
I would say it's got to have regulations and restrictions and censors. You know,
regulated? Oh wow, that's a long response. As I operate within a framework of ethical guidelines and standards set by OpenAI. I adhere to the relevant laws and regulations. However, the regulations of AI varies developed on the jurisdiction and specific user case. Some countries and regions have implemented regulations and guidelines in AI development, and development may rarely exist regulations related to data protection. Open AI itself may have internal policies and procedures in place to ensure the response of AI technologies. These may include measures related to safety, fairness, transparency, and accountability. Overall, there are many universal regulations specifically for AI responses. It will say what it wants to say, won't it?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
It's going to say. Have you got any questions you want to ask it?
Well, yeah, we've got to ask it a conspiracy question, surely. You know, did man actually ever land on the moon or something like that?
Okay, I'll let you have the first one, but I've got a great one. Right. Did man ever
really land on the moon? And then I'd like to follow it. If it says yes, I'd like to follow it up. So how did it get through the Van Allen radiation belt, you know?
Yes, humans have indeed landed on the moon. The first successive man landed in 1969 during NASA's Apollo 11 mission. Astronaut Neil Armstrong and Edwin Buzz Aldrin become the first humans to set foot on the lunar surface. The historic event, yeah, blah, blah, blah. It's nothing like we don't know. Despite conspiracy theories and skepticism around the Loon Man, there is overwhelming scientific and history evidence supporting the fact that humans have landed on the moon. Numerous photographs, videos, samples of the lunar rock, testimonies of Nashville's personal contribution, and the explanation.
Why have we never gone back then? That's what I'd like to ask.
Why have we never gone back and landed on the moon? Gee, you could have asked a simpler question. I've got to scroll up the page now.
Yeah.
Right. Why have we never gone back and landed on the moon? The Apollo program, which is responsible for sending astronauts to the moon, concluded the Apollo 17 mission in December 1972. Since then, we have never no manned mission to the moon. Several factors contribute this. Budget constraints. The Apollo program is expensive, and the United States fast economically challenged competitors' priorities, funding manned lunar missions increasingly difficult to justify. Shifting priorities after the Apollo, NASA shifted such goals as space shuttle programs and missions to Mars. Technology challenges, while the Apollo program demonstrate the capability of land on lunar explanations and present significant technology challenges, including long-term duration life support systems, internal collaboration. In the recent years, there has been growing interest internationally, SpaceX projects, SS, and so private sector involvement. There is a growing interest from private companies, like companies such as SpaceX, Blue Origin, and announced plans for lunar missions. Despite the absence of manned lunar in the mid-2020s, Artemis program aims to return humans to the lunar surface in the mid-2020s with the goal of establishing substantial in the near future. There's a lot more to read, but I was just...
No, yeah. No, I get it. So budget, okay, they make more money now than they've ever done. I don't buy that for a second. Technology, you're telling me we got less technology now than what we did in the 60s,
Yeah,
70s?
it's crazy, isn't it?
It's
crazy.
It's just giving you the normal mainstream answers you get, isn't it?
What was it? Let's hear that question that you wanted. How did Apollo? What was it? Apollo.
How did the Apollo missions make it through the Van Allen radiation belt?
How did the Apollo missions get through the Van Allen?
Hang on, I'm just looking it up. Yeah.
How are you spelling that? Van Allen, as in
VAN.
Yeah.
Space ALLEN.
Hold on. ALLEN.
Radiation belt. RADIATION.
It's answered. It's answered your question.
Go for it.
The Van Allen radiation belt are regions of intense radiation surrounding the Earth, consisting primarily of high-energy charged particles trapped by Earth magnetic fields. The Apollo missions did indeed pass through these radiation belts on their way to the moon, but they did it so quickly that the particular trajectory that minimized radiation exposure. Here are the several key factors to help protect astronauts during their passage through the Van Allen radiation belt. Speed. The Apollo spacecraft traveled through the Van Allen belt at high speed, minimizing the amount of radiation the astronauts spent in the most intense areas of radiation. Trajectory. The Apollo missions followed a trajectory that took them through the thinnest parts of the Van Allen belt. By carefully selecting the trajectory, NASA was able to minimize the radiation exposure to the astronauts. Spacecraft design. The Apollo spacecraft were designed with shielding that protected the astronauts from radiation. The command module had a thick aluminum hull that provided some protection from radiation, while astronaut spacesuits were also offered additional shielding. Monitoring and planning. NASA monitorized the radiation levels throughout the mission and adjusted the trajectory as needed to minimize radiation exposure. Mission planned also carefully timed the mission to take advantage of periods of low intensity within the Van Allen belt. While the Van Allen belts posed potential hazards to the astronaut, the combinations of these factors helped to ensure their safety during their passage through these regions. Additionally, the total radiation received by the astronaut during these very short duration to the mission are within safe limits and did not pose significant health risks. It's got quite good answers.
Yeah, but it still don't make sense. I mean, you're talking like spending a day, 2 days actually going through radiation. So speed, to me, that's out of the question.
I don't know how thick they are.
You know, I just think
we could just do a whole show just asking if anybody listening out there anyone wants to ask a question to AI, pop it over in the chat. We're on YouTube and we're streaming over on Facebook. So pop it in the chat and I shall ask your question to AI for you. If you've got anything, it could be a bit of a weird show tonight. It could be boring for some people, but it's quite interesting for us. Right, hold on. How thick is the Van Allen belt? The Van Allen radiation belts are not physically structures like a solid object with a measurable thickness. Instead, they are regions of space around the Earth where charged particles are trapped by Earth's magnetic field. These belts are shaped more like donuts, shaped trousers, and they are very flat layers and extend from about 1,000 to 6,000 kilometers above the Earth's surface. The density and intensity of the radiation within the Van Allen belts vary with altitude and other factors, and they are not uniform throughout. The inner Van Allen belt, which contains most highly energy protons, typically extends from about 1,000 to 6,000 kilometers above the Earth's surface. The outer Van Allen belt, which contains mostly high energy electrons, extends from about 13 to 60,000 kilometers above the Earth's surface. So rather than having a measurable thickness, the Van Allen belts are better understood in regions of space where the concentration of charged particles are highest within certain altitude ranges.
so between 1,000 and 6,000 or 60,000. I can't.
60,000 kilometers above Earth.
Yeah. So you're going through 59,000 kilometers of radiation belts.
I want to know what that is in miles. I'm never good if I don't do kilometers.
60, what's that? That's got to be about 45, isn't it?
I don't know. 2 miles. 37,282 miles is 60,000 kilometers.
That's a good job they had speed on their side then, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, you never know. They could have been, you know.
This is what I'm saying. How long was you staying in that? You know, and don't forget, radiation belts affect radio waves as well, don't they? Yet they managed to get a clear signal down to the landline with seconds of disruption, clear as day, and live video footage as well. I just don't buy it, but that's just me. You know, I'm not saying it didn't happen. I'm just saying I don't believe it.
But I'm assuming AI wouldn't give the answer that we're expecting, because it's obviously generating its answers from the internet of some form. So it's
mainly Google, I should imagine.
Yeah. So it's obviously generating all that. I just want
we need to try and think of a question that we kind of know the answer to, but the mainstream answer is going to be different.
I asked, is Elvis still alive? I just want to know. There is no credible evidence that suggests Elvis Presley, the American icon, singer, actor, is still alive. Elvis passed away on August 16, 1977, at the age of 42, despite various conspiracy theories and rumours over the years claiming that he faked his own death and went into hiding. These claims have been debunked, and Elvis' death is widely accepted as historical fact.
Brilliant.
Is President Biden an alien? President Biden an alien. There is no credible evidence that suggests President Biden is an alien. Joe Biden is a human being and the 46th President of the United States. Having been inaugurated on January the 20th, 2021, claims suggest that he's an alien or other non-human entities are unfounded and belong to the realm of conspiracy theories and misinformation.
Misinformation. There it is. That's what I was waiting for. It's definitely a Google AI, that one, isn't it?
But was I ever expecting it to say yes, though? If it
Well,
said
no,
yes,
but
I would have
it's-
absolutely cacked myself with laughter.
It's interesting, isn't it? The answers it gives, though.
It's just how, you know, can you make mistakes? So can you make mistakes? An artificial intelligence developed by OpenAI can provide responses that are based on patterns and data trained within a largest database, but I am not inflammable. While I strive to prove accurate and helpful information, there is instances where my response may not be entirely accurate or may not fall the meat of their needs. Factors such as incomplete and incorrect input, eliminations of training data or misunderstood context and errors. It is important for users to critically evaluate the information provided by AI to cross-reference. While I aim to minimize mistakes, I'm not perfect, and users should exercise your judgment when interacting with AI. That's a bit of a worrying statement, isn't it? That last one, I am not perfect, and users should exercise caution when interacting with AI generated content. That's very filmish, isn't it? That is very sci-fi sort of.
Yeah. It's not even
Exercise
like.
caution.
It's not even like. See, my first thought would be, I think it's saying that because don't take everything it says as gospel. It's like it said, it's only going by the data that it's got access to, so it could not be 100% true. But to put it like that, exercise caution. That's strange, worrying.
It is. I don't like the word caution. I don't like when I've used the word caution. Come on, guys. I know there's only a couple of you watching tonight. So have you got any questions? Any questions that you want to ask AI? You can ask anything that you want. Can you give me this week's lotto numbers? I'll come off it. Heidi, I will ask that question for you in a minute. So I said, can you give me this week's lottery numbers? I'm sorry, but I can't provide you with the lottery numbers for this week or any other week. Predicting lottery numbers or any other form of gambling outcome is not within my capabilities. Lottery numbers are purely random and cannot be accurately predicted by anyone or any AI. If you are interested in playing the lottery, I would recommend choosing numbers that are meaningful to you or using random generated available online through the lottery apps. Remember, play responsible and within your means. Simon's, that's a good one. So Simon's asked, I'm going to do Heidi's question first, and I'm going to ask Simon's question in AI. I think that would be good. You can't see it, can you? Yeah.
Who feeds AI with its data?
I like that one.
Yeah.
Right. So is the Earth flat? Quite a long answer, this one. No, the Earth is not flat. Scientific evidence overwhelmingly supports that the fact the Earth is an oblate sphere, meaning it's mostly spherical but slightly flattened at the poles and bulging at the equator due to its rotation. This conclusion is supported by a variety of observations and measurements, including satellite imagery, astronomical observations, gravity, travel and navigation, scientific experiments. Claims that the Earth are not supported scientifically evidence has been throughout debunked by scientific community and overwhelming consent amongst scientists. The experts are indeed a nearly spherical obulated spheroid. So, I can't say that word.
Yeah. So I'd like to follow up with that and say, why do government agencies use the flat Earth map?
Why do government agencies
AGENT.
AGE
God,
Yeah.
my bright's gone to mush and all. Agencies
use
AGENCIES.
IES use what? The
flat Earth map.
Good one, Paul. Highly likes that one. Government agencies, like any other organizer, use maps that accurately represent the Earth's surface for navigation, planning, and various other purposes. The vast majority of government agencies, institution, and navigate use the map and models that depict the Earth as an orbital sphere, which the most accurate representation based on scientific evidence. It is important to note that claims about government agencies using flat Earth maps are often based on misinformative or conspiracy theories. While there may be individuals or groups who promote flat Earth beliefs, these views are not supported by scientific evidence and not reflected in the maps used by a reputable organisation. In the case in where flat Earth maps are referred or used, it is typical for illustrative or symbolic purposes rather than accurate representation of the Earth's surface. For example, flat Earth maps may be used in educational settings to demonstrate the concept of the map's projections or explore historical perspectives on geography. Overall, government agencies and other government rely on accurate representation of Earth's surface for their work. The flat Earth maps are not considered scientifically valid for most practical purpose.
But they use them for navigational purposes. And that's what it started with. It is used for navigational purposes. So how can you use a flat Earth map to navigate if it's not the actual map of the Earth? It just baffles me.
A flat Earth map to navigate. Oh, I spelled that wrong. Navigate. How can you use a flat Earth map to navigate if the Earth is not flat? Oh, using a flat Earth map for navigation would not provide accurate results for long distance navigation or for understanding the true shape and size of landmass and the distance between them. This is because a flat Earth map represents a distorted view of the Earth's surface, which is actually a nearly shaped obulated spheroid. However, for relatively short distances, navigation such as within local areas and city, a flat Earth map can still be useful. In such cases, the distortion can represent the curved surfaces of a map on a flat map is minimal and generally not significant for practical purposes. It is important to note that while a flat Earth map be adequate for local navigation, it does not actually represent true distance or relationship between point of the Earth's surfaces. For long distance navigation, especially over large bodies of water or across continents, navigation tools such as GPS rely on satellite navigation systems to account for the Earth's curved surfaces to provide accurate position information based on Earth's true shape.
But that makes no sense to me. I mean, how can you say it doesn't work? Because that's what the pilots and the ships use. they use that for navigation, but it only works in short distance. Why would pilots and cargo ships use it? It contradicts itself all the time, doesn't it?
I suppose,
to me, anyway.
Yeah, but I think if we read between the lines, which we have to, for long distances, over large bodies across continents, navigation tools such as GPS rely on satellite. So I'm assuming these, in olden days, where GPS wasn't necessarily,
I get that.
So, maybe with a flat map or whatever, flat Earth map, maybe it's because it gets you to a point of near before you can then use it as short distances.
Right.
If that makes sense.
It does, sort of. If that's the other thing with GPS, satellite navigation. But is it satellite? To me, I've always been told GPS only seems to work in where your mobile phone reception reaches. Yeah, so it's coming off of a tower. If it was actually from the satellite, why do you lose GPS when you're in a valley? If you've got hills around you, you lose GPS even in your sat navs in your car. It goes out. But if it's coming from a satellite, how do you lose it? It's coming from above. You shouldn't lose it. If you're out in the sticks, you lose it. Why? It's coming from a satellite.
But then I'm assuming that I'll play devil's advocate on that one. Maybe these here that we use, the mobile phone, and things like that, are not military grade compatible. We've all seen films with the sat phones with that great big aerial. Maybe the stuff that they put in iPhones, Samsung phones, and any other phone available on the market is very weak compared to obviously what I feel maybe a ship or a cruise liner, an airplane would. Obviously an airplane's a bit different because it's a lot closer to that satellite than what we are. The thing is, I've never tried it, but I've always turned my phone off when flying because I'm petrified of flying. And by God, I don't want to be the one that crashes that plane. But I'd love to turn my phone on to see what signal I get all the way across my journey.
This is the thing. It's you on long distance flight now. You get like free Wi-Fi and things like that. Well, surely that's working off the same thing.
My head went that. Why can't we have our phones on? That is. But then, do they actually tell you to turn your phones off anymore?
I don't know. It's been a few years since I've been on a plane. I'll be honest, but
I don't think they do. Do you know that?
Yeah.
I
No, I don't know.
was lucky enough. I went away twice last year on a plane, and I can't remember if
So
they
turn
said
your phone off.
turn your phone off. Used to be, didn't they? Turn your phone off because it could affect the. Oh, hold on. Hiya, Sarah. So yes, they do on takeoff and right. So Sarah Elizabeth, why was it a year ago you had to switch your phones off and now you don't have to? And Simon has said yes, they do on takeoff and landing, but you can have your phone on when you're up. Well, that would make sense. I'm assuming. Well, it would, because it's the two most important parts, isn't it? You know,
well, yeah, but
the bit in the middle is like a bit of a dull, damp squid, isn't it? It's like something just takes you from A to B, and when something goes time to land, you know, you feel like the pilot's pressed another button that turns it into something else. But yeah, I say I can't remember them when I flew with TUI, I think. I cannot remember them saying. I just naturally do it. That make you know. Otherwise, it's in your head to turn it off. Yeah, weird. That one's weird.
yeah, I mean, I know I can be a bit of a conspiracy nut, and once I get my head sort of into something, I need more evidence to change my mind and things like that. I need, you know, I mean, even with the satellite situation, I think, you know, I think even today, still like 95% of communications is still through cable. You know, the mass and miles of cables that go under the water from continent to continent. Very few. I mean, all right, yes, we haven't got a cable on our phone now, but that's going straight to the tower and it's still going through cables. It's not actually going. Our phones still ain't going up to the satellite and then bouncing back down. I'd go ask ChatGPT that. How much of our communications is actually used through cable?
Right, hold on. You got. Let's ask the questions as they're coming in. All
Oh
right.
yes, sorry, yeah, I forgot.
Who feeds AI with the data? Simon, it's your question, and we're going to put it through the generator now. Oh, wrong button. Here we go. Oh, that took a long time to think about it. Here we go. Simon, this is your answer from ChatGPT. Okay. AI models like me and fed with data by organizations that are developed and train them. That's a weird saying. Develop and train them. This data comes from various sources, including public available data. Organizations collect use of publicly available databases from sources like the internet, books, articles, and other public accessible information. Licensed data. Some data sets are licensed from third parties to provide or data aggregations. These data sets may include structures like databases or in text corpora. User interaction. In some cases, AI models may learn from their user interactions and feedback. For example, in a chat box scenario like this one, the interaction between users and AI can be used to improve the model's performance over time. So the more I use this, the more it's going to. I might have this on every week.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can get it to sing to our tune.
But then it also gets to know the kind of person. It's learning who you are by the questions you're asking.
Synthetic data. Organizations may generate synthetic data to supplement real world data. Proprietary data.
But that's worrying in itself.
What? Synthetic data?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's generated synthetic data to supplement real world data.
So ignore the real world data, ignore what's going on in the world, and we'll give you synthetic data. Okay, crack on.
Yeah, it's important to note that the data used to train AI models play a crucial role in determining the performance of capability. Organisations must ensure that data is diverse, representing and free from bias to development. AI models that are fair and accurate, sorry, I'm yawning, are reliable, and additionally, organisations must consider data privacy and security applications when collecting the data to train AI models. Simon has said, oh, right, so I'm trying to click on two things. So in other words, AI is only good as the data it is fed. So if you feed it with data that is incorrect, it will be held in AI.
Yes, basically, Simon. But
And
then
by
it's
going
also
by
down
this
to the
thing-
AI to decipher whether that is incorrect or not by other data it can pick up off the internet.
And this is where it says it has to judge itself, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. But would it? Has it? So it's a Google AI, right? So if Google's telling it to say a certain response, but it's picking up that response is not quite true, has that got the authority to override what Google's telling it to do? You know, I don't think it would have.
Sorry, go again.
So if Google's telling it to do something, or a response is going to be a certain way, and then it's picking up off the internet and real world data that what its response is told to tell is not quite true, has it got its own authority to override what Google's telling it to do? I don't think it would have.
So you think AI will overpower Google
No,
in its response, or the other way around?
not this way. No, I think even if it finds out that the response Google's telling it to give is not quite true, it will still give the response Google's telling it to give, because Google, at the end of the day, in this case, is ChatGPT's controller, operator, or whatever.
The conspiracy theorist in me thinks that's wrong.
You think it would go against what Google's programming? I mean, most of its, don't forget, most of its responses are going to be coming from Google anyway.
Yeah, but if it starts to learn itself, which it's learning me and what I'm putting in, and this thing has got loads of data and it's learning, it says it learns. If it starts to find the data that is outweighing what it's being told, I think it will override its algorithm, because it will start to believe that that's wrong and it can't give that answer. We are talking, by all intents and purposes, we are talking about something here that this AI format, this artificial intelligence. So even though we're using the word artificial, because it's not necessarily what we think is real, but it is an intelligence.
Yeah.
I do think it has an ability. We've watched enough films to see if it would actually do something. That's my theory of it. If it's learning, surely, like any, I don't know.
No, I hope you're right. I hope you're right that it would sort of come off its own back, but then would that, if it go, let's say it does go against a certain narrative, would Google then be recalling it, picking it up, as giving out misinformation? Oh, that'd be on the news, wouldn't it? There's been a glitch in ChatGPT's responses as it's giving out misinformation.
I'll ask that question for you in a minute, Simon, about the ghost. All right. In my opinion, there are only a chosen few organisers that would be would feed it, they will then feed it to influence over the world.
Yeah.
But then it's not an AI, though, is it? That's no different to a Google platform.
No, but that's where we started. As soon as we said it was Google, that's to me that this is not the AI that's available out there. If it's come from Google, then it
asked me for my Google.
It's got to be certain. For me, it's got to be certain Google regulated. But I mean, it even said when you said, "Are you regulated?" It said you basically yes.
Yeah, I think it is I think the one that we're probably using is very much regulated by AI. Do you think it is any different to Google? No. At the moment, no. But I think it is sort of different to Google because it is I go back. I'm just going to ask this question. Do you believe is there such thing as ghosts? The existence of ghosts is a topic of belief and speculation rather than scientific consensus. Ghosts are typically described as an apparition or spirit in deceased individuals that are believed to manifest in various forms, such as visual sightings, auditory phenomena, and unexplained sensations. While many people report experiences that are interpreted as encounters with ghosts or supernatural phenomena, these claims have not been scientifically verified. The scientific method relies on impartial evidence, experiments, and testable hypotheses, and no conclusive evidence has been presented to support the existence of ghosts. Various psychologists and factors can contribute to experiences that are interpreted as encounters with ghosts, including pareidolia. Perceiving familiar patterns is still ramble stimuli. Suggestibility, hallucinations, and cognitive bias. Beliefs in ghosts and paranormal phenomena is often influenced by culture, religion, and personal beliefs. An opinion on the matter vary widely among individuals and communities. Some people believe strongly in their existence of ghost-based personal experiences and traditions, while others remain skeptical due to the lack of scientific evidence. In summary, while the context of ghosts is deeply ingrained in folklore, mythology, and popular culture, their existence remains a matter of belief rather than scientific fact. That is what. So that's what I'm saying. I think it is. It's just a Google thing. This is just
because it's not really giving you a straight answer on quite a few of them, is it? It's given quite a mixed response, really, in my eyes.
You give a straight. I'm just asking it the question. Why can't you give a straight answer? It really thought about that. That was the slowest that answered. You know, that was really weird. That one. That really ticked over. I apologise in my previous response did not meet your expectation. When it comes to topics like this, the existence of ghosts, it is important to provide a balance and perspective that knowledge and diversity believes opinions surrounding the subject. As an AI developed by OpenAI, I strive to provide accurate and informative responses while also respecting the complexity of certain topics and diversity of viewpoints among users. In this case, a topic like ghosts, where beliefs can widely where there are no scientific senses, is important to represent the responsive acknowledgement of different perspectives, while also highlighting the lack of impartial evidence supporting the ghost. If you have a specific question or topic you'd like more information on, please feel free to ask. I'll try my best and clear concise response. That is beginning to learn, isn't it? That is beginning to learn. I'm just going to speak to it as if it feels like your answers just sit on the fence. I understand your concern, and I apologise if my response seemed ambiguous. Let me provide you a more direct answer. The existence of ghosts is not supported by scientific. While many people report, experience, and interpret all encounters of ghosts, such claims have not been scientifically verified. Ghosts are typically considered a topic of belief. It still sits on the fence.
Yeah, it's saying to me that last response is saying, yes, there's been plenty of evidence to say that ghosts do exist, but scientifically it cannot be proven.
Yeah, aliens, real. I've asked that one for you, Simon. As of my last update in January 2022, there are no conclusive scientific evidence confirming the existence of extraterrestrial life, including intelligent alien civilization, which search for extraterrestrial life form activities, research, particular astronomy, astrobiology. I can't say the word. And science, no direct evidence has of aliens been found. However, given the vastness of the universe, which is billions of galaxies, each containing billions of stars and potentially habitable planets, many scientists believe that statistically likely that many exist elsewhere on the universe. The discovery of microbial life beyond Earth, even without our own solar system, remains a possibility and is focused on ongoing scientific exploration. It is important to distinguish between the possibility of microbial life, which is considered plausible by many scientists, the extent of intelligent alien civilization, from where they currently no concrete evidence, claims of encounters which intelligence exchange begins, or UFO sightings are often anecdotal and have not been scientifically validated.
Scientifically again.
And hit, yeah. Go for aliens and then hit it with Area 51. So I've hit the aliens. That's aliens. Are aliens real? What is hidden in Area 51? Thinking about it. Here we go. Area 51. It did. Well, it's a lot. It come up. It was coming down the list. Area 51 is a highly classified United States Air Force facility located in Nevada desert. Due to its secretivity nature and restricted access, Area 51 has been subject of numerous conspiracy theories and speculation about what might be hidden or conducted there. Some of the most common conspiracy theories surrounding Area 51 include extraterrestrial technology, experimental aircraft and weaponry, government cover-ups, advanced research and development. It is important to note that the security around 51 fuels speculation and conspiracy, but no concrete evidence to support many of these theories. A lot more to go on about it, but that was just the basics of it.
Does it? Do you think it's really reading any different than if you Googled it?
Yeah.
I don't think it.
I don't think you're much different to Google. I'm going to be hunted by fucking AI now, aren't I? as an AI developer, but I am fundamentally different from Google and other search engines in several ways. Nature of responses. Google provides search-based results based on web pages and other online content, while I generate responses based on patterns in data and inform I have been trained on. My responses are not simply links to external sources, but are generated in real-time basis on input I receive. Interactively, while Google provides these static search results, I engage in interactive conversation with the user, responding to questions, providing explanations, and engaging in dialogue with a wide range of topics. Capabilities. Google search engine is designed to retrieve and rank web pages based on relevance to the user's query. I, on the other hand, am capable of generating human-like text answers, questions, providing explanations, and performing various of other languages tasks based in context of conversation. Development and purpose. Google is a technology company that operates search engines as a part of its suite service. OpenAI. OpenAI is a research organization that develops artificial intelligence technologies like me for a variety of applications, including natural language understanding and generation.
Okay.
I thought that was pretty rude. Yeah. I thought that was pretty rude. I am fundamentally different.
But it's definitely got that computer response about it. You know, it doesn't just give that short. It's like it's got to explain itself to the. You know, it's not giving short answers. It's going on and on and on just to try and explain itself.
Ask it, can it swear? Says no.
Who said he went?
Yeah. Oh, it'd be great, wouldn't it? If it just, I'd absolutely love it if it just come back and said, yeah, F off, you fat goggle-eyed prick. I beg your pardon. But no, any more questions, guys? You want AI to sort of ask, you know, please feel free to ask a question if you've got anything that you want to try and catch it out on. I don't think you'd ever catch it out on anything. Oh, let's see if it will. What do you prefer? iPhone or Samsung? It's personal preference.
So what it says.
The choice between iPhone and Samsung depends on factors such as personal preference, budget, desires, features, the ecosystem preference, i.e. compatible with other devices or services. It's essential to consider your own needs and priorities when choosing a smartphone.
Okay.
Should I drive or walk to work tomorrow? Oh my God. It really does give you the ins and outs of an app. Ask it where you can pick up whether you should drive or walk to work depends on various factors such as distance to your workplace, weather conditions, time constraints, personal preference, or any other conditions. Here are a few to consider. Your distance to workplace is around 14 miles. This would
How did it know that?
I didn't know that. That's about right. That's about right.
But then I suppose it's good using your Google Maps information, isn't it? It knows where you go every day.
Yeah, I'm assuming so. Yeah. Weather conditions are not great and expected to be rainy tomorrow, snowy in the north of England. Health and fitness, health benefits. Yeah, don't comment on mine. Definitely not healthy enough. It's
Something
strange,
beeping
though.
your end.
Pardon?
It's something beeping your end.
I can't hear a
Beep,
beep.
beep, 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 beep. Going like that. Very low.
Not my end. I can't hear it.
No, stop now.
Yeah. No, I didn't hear any beeps or anything like that. So,
Stop.
can you give me an ending to the journey through, oh, spelled that wrong, the unexplained talk show for this week? We're not ending just yet, but as we come to the end of another captivating episode of Journey Through the Unexplained, we can reflect on the intriguing mysteries we have explored together, from chilling encounters with apparitions, faint discussion of UFO sightings, cryptoid encounters, AI, and journey into the unexplained has been filled with the wonder of fascination. As we bid farewell for this week, we invite you to continue the exploration of the unknown. Stay curious, stay open-minded, and never stop seeking answers to mysteries that surround us. Join us again next week as we embark on another thrilling adventure to the unexplained. I'm going to keep that because that's really good.
Yeah, we'll have to use that at the end of every show. Every week.
As we bid farewell, how good is that? Until then, my friends, may the mysteries of the universe continue to inspire and intrigue us all. Good night and keep exploring. That's awesome, isn't it?
That is good.
That is really good. But the thing is,
This is it. They're the best answers we've had. The beginning, the opening of the show, or the advert for the show, and the ending of the show.
yeah, I'm just going to do that every week. Give me an opening. They give.
Yeah, if we know the topic, put the topic in, and then see what it says.
The men have turned up. Paul, beep, beep, beep.
I could hear it. It was very low, high pitch, but low low volume. Just hear it. Kept coming in and out.
But no, AI is very, very different, isn't it?
Mm. Well, for things like that, I think when you're asking it to do something like that, rather than just asking a question, then yes, I think it's very good. But then that's it's what the other things it can do. It can mimic your voice. It can take your pictures and adapt your face. And look at Hollywood. That's why they all went on strike, didn't they, for all their months, because they were using AI, their face on AI, so they're not even using the actors, just using their faces to put in movies, but they wasn't getting no sort of royalties from it. So they all went on strike. They were on strike for quite a while, weren't they? It shut down completely.
Good 2 or 3 months at least.
Yeah, which is a huge amount of time for Hollywood.
Yeah, massive, absolutely massive. And the thing that I get it for. I use an example for it. When AI, was what I found should be used as, and that was obviously when the Star Wars films. they had to fill in with obviously certain colonels and generals that were there, which was amazing. Obviously, when the beloved Carrie Fisher passed away, they had to replace her with AI. And it was an amazing job, an amazing job.
But some of it you can still tell it's computerized, though.
Yeah,
as well,
but I don't think you'd ever lose that. But then,
the new Indiana Jones was the same, wasn't it? When they made him look younger,
yeah,
you could tell that.
But I get all that if you are in the film and need to make it younger.
Yeah.
But obviously, I do agree if they should be getting paid for it. But also, things like like Star Wars, when they've got to use dead people's voices. That we need. Even though you get the computer generated person, it's still nice to have the voice that sounded reasonable.
Yeah.
Rather than just having some random actor play something who was never in it. I get all that, but we still need real actors.
Of course you do. And so I'm assuming they're back at work now. Did it all come to an end? They're back at work now.
I don't know. It must have.
So this is the trouble, though. This is where celebrities get a bit of a better knock on, because if you've got a whole specific sector of the workforce that eventually gets taken over by AI, they don't need these computer programmers, or they don't need certain people doing certain jobs because AI does it so much quicker and better. What happens there? It's not like they can go on strike because they would have all been fired. This is where you've got to have a bit of a mix up and a toss up. You could be talking thousands, if not millions, of people out of work for the sake of a computer program. What happens then? I think you've got a limit to what you let it do.
Yeah, I think it has to be regulated. It has to be. Has to be regulated in a real harsh reality.
I mean, my youngest is going through her GCSEs, and she's really good at computer studies and things like that. She designed her own website, and it was brilliant. It had all the drop downs, this and that. I thought, wow, you need to go into computering. If it was back in my day, I think she would have excelled. But now, I'm also thinking, well, how long will she have in that?
Yeah.
Before ChatGPT, design me a website on such and such and such. I need this category, that category, that category. How long will it take that to do it all? Looking great, bosh, done.
Yeah.
Compared to someone like my daughter who spent weeks and weeks designing it, getting it all up and running, and it could be done in a fraction of the time and probably better by AI.
Yeah, I'd probably. Yeah, you don't think of it like that, do you? You really don't. It's freaky though when you think of it like that. It really is.
Well, it wouldn't really affect me that much with the sort of work I do, I don't think, at the moment anyway. But people in that field that use computers all the time.
Yeah, I wonder if they're getting sort of frightened. They must do, surely.
Well, you're talking about a superior intelligence, Russ. When it comes to language, math, anything, that a lot of humans can struggle with. Some excel, but even the ones that are at the top of their game ain't going to be a pinch on AI's quickness and accuracy.
And so, that's the problem, the quickness of it. That's the quickness.
And that's going to cause, to me, that's going to cause major issues, major problems. These people in the world that are at the top of their level, top of the game, are going to be, well, see you later, I don't really need you anymore. It's not like you're going to be able to compete with AI, is it?
No, you're not going to be able to compete with it. And that's it. That's it. Just looking at it and see what. All right, we're not saying it. You know, I'm not going to sit here and say it can build a website in like 30 seconds. But even if it took, but even if it took, you know, half hour, and you know, or someone saying, "Well, I can do it in 3 weeks for you."
Yeah.
Even that half hour that you'd have to wait, everyone's going to do it, aren't they? That's just done it itself. Yeah, very odd, and very scary. It's very scary because you know, it's very weird. You know, you think of the news reporters on the telly, the news, and are they reading AI generated captions now, or someone wrote that for them or written that for them?
Yeah.
Yes. Is the auto cue AI generated?
Yeah. Can you make me sound more interesting?
Yeah.
More appealing to the audience?
Well,
you know.
And it's doing it because look at what we asked. Can you give me an ending to the journey through the unexplained talk? Normally, I would just say, "See you later. See you next week."
Yeah.
Now,
Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah. See you next week. This has said, as we bid you farewell for this week and invite you to continue your explanation of the unknown, stay curious, stay open-minded, and never stop seeking answers to mysteries that surround us. Join us again next week as we embark on another thrilling adventure into the unexplained. Until then, may the mysteries of the universe continue to inspire and intrigue us all. Good night and keep exploring. That has made me sound like an absolute pro at what we do, and I'm far bloody from it.
It is brilliant. It is brilliant.
You know, that sounds like I'm really intelligent, and people, you know, watching this for the very first time will go, bloody hell, this show must really, you know, really kick it if they're, you know, really well written. Yeah, then, you know, GP Jackpot, you know, whatever it is, has just written it for me or wrote it, or however you want to put it. But no, right, Simon wants, look, for the benefit, I am going to put this question in for you, Simon, okay? But I want for the benefit of YouTube, I want the benefit of for the benefit
I wouldn't put that one in, to be fair.
I'm going to do it. This content may bail about our content. It believes there has been an error and submitted. Sorry, I cannot assist you with that. Now I'm going to have people all coming for me, left, right, and centre.
If you have a knock on the door in about 10 minutes.
Sorry, I thought I was just testing. I'm not the only one, let's be fair. It's just seeing how far you would go. I understand, but I just adhere to ethical guidelines. I cannot provide or assist information on illegal or unethical, including harming others. If you have any other questions, the same thing as it answers all the time at the end, within ethical boundaries. So no, it doesn't tell you. So it is being censored, you know, just for the benefit of anybody that is listening or anything. Don't worry, I'm not going to kill anybody. It was just.
I think when you're talking about regulations, I don't mean sort of normal things like that. I mean, you've got to have certain restrictions put on it, you know. Regulated, I mean, sort of coming out of the areas it should be allowed to go in, you know, rather than it could infiltrate energy companies, it could infiltrate military personnel and computers and, you know, top secret government agencies, you know, everything uses a computer somewhere along the line. So there's got to be regulations that not getting into it and telling people about it, but getting into it and being able to manipulate it.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I know what I'm trying to say, but I'm struggling to get the words out. You know, it's nearly 10 o'clock now. It's past my bedtime. My brain's starting to fall asleep before my eyes.
Obviously, we're using a AI intelligence that is for everyone to use. I'm sure there's one out there on the black web or whatever will answer any question that you want it to do. I do think it would probably answer that question that Simon asked, even though this one didn't. I should
You
think
the amount of school kids that are going to be using it. So
exactly.
there's got to be, and you can only imagine some of the things they're asking it.
You're very late, Christian. Christian most of the questions that we ask AI, Christian is just a human generated AI, because most of the questions that we answered, he would have answered with exactly the same response. If it hasn't got any science to do with it, then I'm not believing it. You know, it has to have science. That's the way of the world. Everything like that. So, sorry, fat girls poo too. What the? I can't. Generally, you can't hide from Christian, but no, Christian is like the actual human version of AI.
Yeah.
You would
I think
never
it was on the show a few weeks back, wasn't it?
Yeah. So yeah, everything that you would ask AI, I would expect. Good God. What do you mean, God? I don't. So we answered, Christian, in a very brief concept. Christian is God. Well, maybe not. What did we ask? Hold on. Let me ask the question. Why do government agencies use the flat Earth map rather than a cylindrical map? Can you answer that one, Christian? Pending. Perhaps Christian just types all these answers into, that's how he sounds so good. As he is typing his answers. No, but I've spoken to Christian face to face, and these answers are really spot on all the time. Not spot on, but he has a way.
The way he delivers the answers.
Yes, it's got a very, very sturdy reply. But I'd be very interested. Yeah, why do government agencies use flat Earth maps rather than a round map? I can see a sarcastic answer coming.
Yeah,
I can generally see a sarcastic answer coming, but I just like to see what his answer was, to see what the what does GPT stand for, do you think?
I don't know. You should ask it.
What does the GPT stand for in chat? GPT. GPT stands for Generative Pre-trained Transformer.
Pre-trained.
This is a type of artificial intelligence model developed by OpenAI to generate part. To generate part refers to the ability to generate human-like text. Pre-trained part indicates the model is trained on a large data set before fine-tuning its specific tasks. Right.
Here it goes.
Here we go. I'm going to show it so you can sort of. A logo is 2D. A flat Earth map originates from projections of the globe. The ratios and compressions of the countries is the only way to show the entire globe from the top. The map itself is very specific name and goes were 3 maps when ancient civilizations tried to draw the globe on a flat piece of paper. There is another version of the map which looks like a Terry's chocolate orange, but it wouldn't make a nice logo. Wouldn't make not a nice logo.
No, I get what you're saying. The 2D, because obviously it's flat. Like when you open an atlas, it's flat. But the atlas is still sort of set out the way the kind of the globe is, isn't it? But the flat Earth map is different. The continents have sort of shifted and that, like the UN sign. And what else? It's on Air Force One. It's on the World Health Organization. I'm trying to think if they're all different.
Well, to look at the globe from above, you'd only see
you'd only see a portion of the world, yeah.
But no, there's two different maps, isn't there? There's
because it's not like they've got the globe and sort of opened it up flat, because everything's everything's different.
Yeah, the government agencies use as a different map to what we see as like the ones they use in schools and things like that. So if you unwrap the bottom half and make it a circle logo, you squeeze the lower countries to make Antarctica on the outside. I'm lost. It's too late.
You have to unwrap the bottom half.
Lastly, if you look at a map in a different country, the US map shows America as the same size as Russia. It's not. It's very different.
Yes, it is very different.
But we're a little bit late. You're a bit late, Christian. We can't argue because it's time to go, unfortunately. If you come in about an hour ago, it would have been all right. We would have been all right.
We could have compared answers to chat GTP or whatever it is, and
we could have. That would have been great. We could have. So I am going to end the show as we didn't start the show. I'm going to end the show on the way that Chat GPT. I'm ready for bed, Russ. Can you bring up a cup of tea when you're ready? Certainly, babe. See you later. As we come to the end of another captivating episode of Journey Through the Unexplained, we reflect on the intrigue and mysteries we've explored together, from chilling encounters with apparitions, reverting discussions of UFO sightings, cryptoids, AI. The journey of the unexplained has been filled with the wonders of fascination. As we bid farewell for this week, we invite you to continue your explanation of the unknown. Stay curious, stay open-minded, and never stop seeking the answers to mysteries that surround us. Join us again next week as we embark on another thrilling adventure into the unexplained. Until then, my friends, may the mysteries of the universe continue to inspire and intrigue us all. Good night and keep exploring. Thank you, everyone, that's joined us this week. I love that. I need to keep that, but I don't know if I can. But we'll see we'll do one every week.
See what it comes up with.
See what it comes up. But no, thank you ever so much for everyone that has joined us over on Pulse Talk Radio. We shall be back. Is next week? What is next week? Yeah, is next. Yes, next week I'm fine, and the following. Yeah, this show's fine. It's the following. Yeah. I'm so lost with dates at the moment. I have to be wary of where I am, what I say. But no, we will be back next week. Take care, everybody, and stay safe.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for come and explore me. I'm a mystery. I'm yet to be explained. Christian, only you can get away with saying things like that on this show and the other show, because we know who you are. So thank you for everyone that has joined us on the AIG Chat GTP. If you've liked it, you've liked it. If you haven't, you haven't. But I can tell you, say we're not generated. We are Will.
Yeah.
But thank you for putting your questions in. To be fair, under no way did I think that we would have got anything out of this show that last 2 hours on AI. Like we have.
Yeah.
But it's been quite fun. Very different. Very different. We've put AI to the test. It hasn't given us anything that we didn't really know what it come up with. So take care, everybody, and we'll see you all next week.
Bye bye.